Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. This is Dark Anime Robin. In this video, I'll be unboxing and reviewing the Monster Arts of Shimo from Godzilla X Kong, the New Empire, the Monsterverse movie released in the year 2024. And as you can see, the figure is still inside its transport box. So let me begin by taking it out. Before opening this set, let's check out the details this case shows us. So pretty much everywhere on the case, there's not really much shown except on the back here. We have a few pictures of Shimo herself, which shows this figure is capable, has a lot of articulation, like all SH Monster Art or SH Figure Arts, so we can do a lot of poses. And the figure is obviously designed and modeled very well, as if it's a real creature from the movie. And looks like this set probably include alternate heads for the Kong Monster Arts. If we look closely here, so not only is this like a Kong's face clenching and baring teeth, you can also see over here that's the Kong's metallic replacement tooth, which he got in the movie. So once again showing how the SH Monster Arts line is thorough with detail. Now let's get the beast out of the box. So here we go. You got Shimo in this big case here. And we have the alternate headpiece for Kong down here. And looks like there's no instruction manual inside the box. Well, there's just one minor one up here on the case. It's for just telling us to put the alternate head on the Kong's SH Monsterarts figure. And technically, you don't really need the instruction manual for this anyway. It looks like the Shimo Monsterarts here, just a straight figure, no extra pieces or accessories. Now let's get Shimo out of this case here. So we have Shimo here, coupled with like some plastic sheet, and the holding piece between her legs here. So if we take a close look here, and you can see that, as always, the Tamashi Nations done a great job crafting or sculpting their SH Monsterarts figure. And this figure here resembles Shimo from the movie almost perfectly. And another great detail they did in designing this figure is with whatever special paint it is they done with Shimo's white scale skin. As you can see, as it reflects light, it gives some little violet or purple tint. This is a feature you don't see in most action figure of Shimo. And again, the Tamashi Nation did a great job in this design, and although it's hard to tell how they did it, the Shimo is pure white here, yet the skin has a metallic refraction, and again with a little violet tint. Now let's start exploring this figure's articulation. So can open its jaw, not very wide, can do, and just showing her tongue here. But if you have small finger, you can try to wiggle and move around the tongue a bit. Or I guess you can also try to use forceps or some kind of tool to help you pose with the tongue, but it has limited range of motion. And you can see Shimo's eyes in close look too. You can turn like 45-degree left and right in almost any direction. Can't really stand upright because it's too heavy to support its own weight to keep upright. But if you can find the support stand or structure to keep it up, maybe you can mimicking it getting upright. Let's check out its tail. Seems it's really flexible and articulate. Oops. Although, like a lot of really articulated figure these days, it's can be kind of loose, so you don't want to wiggle it too hard, but otherwise you'll just pry it off like I just did. And the Sigmizer on its tail also articulated and flexible. And apparently they are also removable, so you don't have to worry about like pulling too hard and breaking it. Still, again, you don't want to move them too hard, otherwise you'll just keep pulling them off. And although one limitation to all these articulation and flexibility will be that the Shimo's claws don't have their individual dexterity, otherwise you could kind of try to put on moves of clawing more easily. So like you could like stand her foot and try to do like a clawing kind of pose. And her body can also kind of wiggle it. as you saw before, you can adjust its legs to make so you can change its stance to make it more like make Shimo do a more strike-like pose, or just change it back to like more of a standing pose. So that's the basic features for Shimo Monsterarts here. Now let's check out how the Kong Monsterarts fit with this alternate headpiece. So here we have the Kong Monsterarts from the Godzilla X Kong, the New Empire series. And here we have the alternate headpiece from the Kong set. And this is the alternate head parts from the Shimo set. So the difference, both of these heads are like showing an aggressive expression, but this one is like a battle cry rolling effect part, and this one it's good for like you don't want Kong to look like he's growling or rolling, or maybe just growling, but then also just showing serious aggressive demeanor instead of like going to battle right away. And now let's put it on. Here we go. Now this is Kong giving you an angry stare, baring his teeth, specifically the replacement teeth there. And with this head part, it's easy to recreate the scene of Kong facing the Shimo the first time. And this covers the basic features of this set. And let me quickly show everyone how this Shimo Monsterarts figure compared to certain other action figure or toys based on Shimo made by Playmates toys. Here we have two other figures made based on Shimo, manufactured by Playmates toys. And if you take a quick look, you can see how realistic the Monsterarts figure look compared to the others, and especially the crystal spikes on their back. And it's not just the design, but also the color is. And personally, I do find the colors of the Playmates toys more attractive. However, this watery blue color is the one that's accurate from the movie. So, and also again, let's look closely to the skin pattern. How you can tell the Monsterarts Shimo look more like a live creature compared to the others. And another detail that the Monsterarts got right and the Playmates didn't would be the claws. See, there's 5 claws in the in the Shimo Monsterarts figure with these guys. There's only 4, so this again proves the Monsterarts is more close to being completely mirroring the movie design than this most other action figure does. So overall, since Shimo is supposed to be one of the biggest titan from the MonsterVerse movie franchise, yet ironically, its Monsterarts may turn out to be one of the simplest one to work with in the SH Monsterarts series, because unlike most SH Monsterarts, the Shimo figure here does not have any actual accessories or alternate parts to work with. It's just its own giant form with great articulation, and so there's no any interchangeable features to work with. That can be a weakness as well as strength, it being a downside because it makes Shimo a little less detail for you to work with, but again it also make it simpler, so that when you try to do this figure do any kind of pose, you don't have to think too hard and trying to get too creative on what you can do, since again it doesn't have those additional accessory for you to think too hard for. Similar to most Godzilla Monsterarts, when you work with this figure, you have to be careful, and it's best try avoiding holding this figure by the back, because you can easily get pinched by these crystalline spikes here. While they're not razor sharp, they're pointing enough that your fingers get really uncomfortable if you hold them tightly. So it's better to hold the figure from by its belly downward here instead of putting your hands on its back. And once again, its flexibility can be a bit of weakness as well, because if you try to turn too hard, you can pull off its tail, and its crystalline segmizer pieces at the tail there. You just have to post them gently and carefully as you try to work with them. And while this figure's design is very accurate, there's one small details. Unfortunately, the Tamashii didn't get it quite right here. So let's have a close look at its claws here. So in the movie, Shimo's claw is supposed to be kind of dark sapphire blue, not pure black as we see here. So that's, even though that's a little minor detail got wrong, it's still kind of wrong. So again, which is slightly surprising considering Tamashii have always usually been proven thorough for designing and creating their action figure. So it's possibly the dark blue color is harder to work with them somehow, but I suppose it's not really affecting how good this figure is. But if the blue claw is one of the details you insist on, so this may be a figure you want to consider skipping. But besides that, if you are a fan of Shimo, and if you want to a complete set of the Monsterarts collection from the Godzilla X Kong, the new Empire series, I highly recommend you consider getting this figure. And so, for all its ups and downs, I do think this is still a very good figure for any collectors who love to have a monster figures for display purposes. Beyond its articulation, as well as how accurately its form is sculpted based on the Shimo from the movie, the one best other feature of this figure is its paint job. Its, its, its skin shows very refractive on the light, so this also in turn makes it kind of lifelike. And almost no other Shimo figure has this feature. So if you can only have one Shimo in your collection, I would urge you to put this on the top of your consideration. This concludes my review for this set. Thanks everyone for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please click like and subscribe to my channel. And please check out other videos from my channel. If you have any question, please leave them in the comment section. I will answer with the best of my knowledge and ability.